Of Sales Chatter. We are live 9 a.m. Friday, March 4th. Another Friday, DJ, another wins and losses Friday for us on this beautiful morning. And, here we go. You see how I mixed that up there instead of doing the old logo first, right? Because today's wins or losses Friday. What worked? What didn't? What flopped? What do we need improvement on? And what are we going to double down on? To the HPLS podcast. Live, relevant, and high performance information, conversations, and education weekly. There we go. Can I get a whoop? So Friday.
Good morning, everybody.
So here we go. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Flatback Quid.
Morning. Yes. I think I'm just gonna call Jeff.
I'm leaving that name for her. She's keeping that name forever.
Yeah. There's Trey. Good morning, boys. Let's have a fabulous day today. 100%, brother.
Yes, sir.
I love wins and losses Friday because we get to test so many cool things during the week and to share it with everybody. And especially off of last week's episode, so many of you shared. So, the conversation was just flying. Nicole was an awesome guest.
Please share your wins and losses. Get them together now.
Now we don't have Mark Ridley today. Well. Yes. Now we don't have Mark Ridley today. Mark is on his way to Turks and Caicos. So we were trying because yeah, I know, but wouldn't it be great? I was like, Mark, you got to get on the show like from Turks and Caicos with another hat. Because Mark, he
did tell me that in 2 weeks he will be with us and he will be on the beach. So I can't wait to see what he's wearing then.
After his outfit when we were talking about Batman and stuff, that was just fantastic. But, so the idea of wins and losses Friday is I love it because sharing and everybody kind of coming together. And the one thing with wins and losses because of the episode, I've started tracking a lot more stuff in my week. And one thing I've learned, DJ, and I've tested it this week, and it's worked like gangbusters, is really turning the day into what works best for you, right?
Yes.
What I mean by that is I found, over the years, it's like, okay, selling, and it's this time and that time. And I used to block like 10 to 12 off and sell. And that was my block to sell because, after speaking,
I still have them blocked off on my phone, actually.
Yeah. Well, and then they kind of, like our days peak and then they valley and then they peak and then they valley. Right. And Jeff will be able to speak to this, especially as a shipper. It's like you come into fires and then things kind of, when I say slow down, meaning you can't put your feet up on your desk. Well, maybe some people can, but then they pick back up. And I found over monitoring this, I'm really starting to identify what times of the day I have energy, what times of the day I operate at my best, what times of the day I need to be creative, what times of the day I need to sell, what times of the day I need to be, focused on more of a structure and I'm finding as I realize more and more about myself in that way, my days actually become more productive. And I'll give you a perfect example. So I know you and I have spoke many times, and I think we spoke on air about like what time of day we just get this where it's almost like you want to go take a nap. Yeah. And if any of you get that, let us know what time of day that is. For me, it's like that 2:30. So I've strategically planned things in those timeframes. Like Wednesdays and Fridays, we do inception calls. So it's like, internally, it's like you can't be low on energy. You got to raise your energy. So it's but on the Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays, what I've started doing is I started doing training and I started doing like personal development or professional development training where I have to get creative at, that I kind of start at that 2:00 and go until 3, sometimes 3:30, depending on like if I'm really enjoying the training. And I'm finding from 3 to 5, my output is almost triple than what it used to be. Because I would, you push through, right? But it's like anything, you push through, but it's it's like there's pushing through and then there's like, raw, like going at it like the Hulk, right?
Yeah,
It's two completely
that
different
last
things.
that last little that yeah, whatever, that fourth quarter push. It's that fourth quarter, like
Yes, there you
yeah, that's what it
perfect
is.
analogy, my friend. Perfect analogy. It's like, where is that mustering from to get,
Yeah,
but not only get through
yeah.
it with the
But
with
yeah,
the W. You know what I mean? Not with the L.
to
And
bring it, you got to bring it.
yeah, and it's like, how do we as sales reps manage that? Like, how do you manage your energy? And that's what I really started thinking about probably the last 2 weeks.
All
Um,
right.
Mainly because, and it's funny because and I know we've all felt this before, but when we put it into words and start thinking about it. So, the night before you go away on vacation, you get like zero sleep. But when you get up to go on vacation, it's like when you get up to go on the plane, it's like you got sparks coming out your arse. You got so much energy going on, right?
Oh
And this
yes.
was what I realized when I was away. It's like so just for all of you for context purposes, I do not do hotels and my if I'm not in my bed, I don't do well. Like I literally have to almost drink a bottle of NyQuil to like knock myself out. Like when I
Sleep.
was
Yeah,
traveling, um, it would be Neocitrin and NyQuil. Like it would be a staple when I was traveling because I can't sleep. Like I can't sleep unless I'm in my bed. And in order to perform, I literally would have to like knock myself out with cold medication. And I know it sounds crazy and people are kind of like, man, that's not very smart. And I know that, right? Like 3 weeks a month, I was knocking myself out with
mm,
cold medication because I traveled. So when you don't get any sleep, but it's funny because when you're out doing something you love, you don't need sleep.
that's right.
And waking up in the morning, if I don't have sleep, I love what I do. So I still have that boost of energy. But in the afternoon, it's like I fall off a cliff. Do you ever get that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All the time. I mean, I think that's actually something. I swear, watching a video and they called it something. There's a term for that, and they kind of, I think, even talked about little hacks of doing something that would pick up your energy at that time. And there is. It's just something, a rhythm or something they call it. I swear. There's some word. If you guys know
There's
it,
got to be a
share.
word for it. Yeah. Cause I think
Yeah,
we all
there
hit
is
the
something.
wall. Like we all hit
Yeah, we all
the
we all
proverbial wall in the middle. Like, and some people it's 10 a.m. and some people it's noon and
yeah,
they got to have lunch. And some people it's like 3 o'clock and some people it's 4 o'clock. I've just found personally it's 2 o'clock.
yeah.
And,
No,
and,
no, no.
and when you monitor before and after, it's like, what am I doing after two? And I found myself sifting
Oh God.
towards snowmobile videos on YouTube and
There you
all
go.
sorts of crap. Like it's just what happens, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
and now when you see it, and you're like, okay, I got to identify it. I got to call an audible on my day on what I do, and I got to fix it. And
Yeah.
then now all of a sudden it's like, damn, did I really do that? Like, and I'm thinking I'm moving forward. Like that's crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Trey, we have some good wins out here. I
Yeah, we
like
do.
you, Trey.
Trey launched
Yeah.
a successfully launched his daily podcast, and
Yes.
loving it. I'm looking forward to
11:30. Shout out, Trey. Good job, man.
yeah,
Keep
good
doing
job,
it.
brother. And I've seen it's been consistent, and consistency is the key, my friend. Absolutely. He
Yes.
says, I think we should call this segment Wins and Learning. There are no losses when you're making progress. Yes,
Amen.
sir. We talked about that in
Amen,
investing
Trey.
ourselves. Yeah, buddy. Actually, yeah, wins and learning. I like that. That might be the new show title there, brother. Yeah, monster drinks every hour, Jeff. Yeah. No, been there, brother, and I'm sure you have too. Been there for the monster drinks every hour.
Sometimes.
He says, so Ryan says, win, got my numbers for February, and I'm way above my projections that I look at every day. Taking my wife to dinner tonight to celebrate and get back to the grind tomorrow.
All
Nice.
right.
Back to the grind tomorrow. So you're going to do it on Saturday?
Saturday
Or
grind. I
you're
like
going
it,
to grind
Ryan. Look at
Saturday?
him.
Way to
Oh,
go,
he just.
Ryan.
Hey, listen. So, guys, what he did there is he just put that out there. So, if you're not working tomorrow, if you're gonna feel like I am a little bad, then I'm not working tomorrow. Good job,
Yeah,
Ryan. Good job.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I feel bad for that. No, I'm over it. So no. Ryan, videos got to get done. 100%.
Yes,
Oh, he's
sir.
doing his videos tomorrow. So we've got a
Uh
little deal going on. And by the way, Ryan, I'm already 17 deep this morning for
oh.
my our 100
Better
limit
catch up.
today. So FYI, just so you know, I'm gonna take you out, brother. But hey, so anyways, but so what about you, DJ? So for
Uh,
me, that was my win is identifying that, and not only identifying, kind of go back to something we talked about yesterday.
mhm.
I identified it and I immediately applied the
Implement.
information, right?
Yes.
And I
Key.
set it
That's
in my
key.
schedule,
And that's
and
what
I
turns the loss from a loss to a lesson
yeah,
is
100%,
taking
100%.
that and implementing what you
Yeah,
learned from it. You
yeah.
have to.
Because I mean,
Otherwise,
what's the alternative, right? I keep going at 2 o'clock, and I keep like literally. I was telling DJ off air, like I found from 2 till 4, I was drinking like 9 cups of coffee. And for the last week and a half, and it's funny because you're like, why is this happening? I'm waking up with heartburn. Like you would not believe. I'm like, why is this happening? Well, because you're drinking 2 pots of coffee a day, you dodo bird. Like, well, yeah, I never used to do that. But now you know what I'm saying? And it's like
oh yeah,
the
yeah,
output in the
absolutely.
morning is so high. Like so high, the output, the show, after the show, the meetings,
Yeah.
the trainings, the everything, the new product I'm developing and everything. The output is so high.
Do
It's
we
just
have
like
to
I
do
just
another show maybe at like that 2 to 2:30? No, I'm just kidding. We're not
well,
doing
I
that, guys.
trust me, DJ, part of me was like, well, what happens if we do a second? Now, I mean, I just think it'd be too much, but what
Yeah,
happens if
it'd
we
be
do a
way too
second
much.
sales chatter? Or, you know, how a lot of people do, they repeat their show in the afternoon, right? Like
Mhm.
Howard Stern's show just goes all day long. So whatever you miss.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously it's fun to do it one day or what we did in December, I think mid December when
Oh, that
we
was
did a
crazy.
full day
That was
stream, which
crazy.
was super cool and a
That
lot
was
of
so
fun,
fun.
but not every day.
So my
But so
my
what about you,
loss, I'm gonna
brother?
start with my loss. I want to end with my win because it's deep to me. But my loss this week was kind of twofold. One, realizing maybe was not prioritizing time the greatest. So just fine tuning the schedule. But then the real loss to me was missing Dean, losing my internet. Spectrum, you better fix the darn internet. My internet went out. I can't go out again. I gotta stay. I gotta stay live. No, when that went out and I couldn't, it was we were done. I mean, we were dead. Internet, no anything. So yeah, loss of production and the not having the backup plan or know what to do. So that's kind of
Oh, you see that's huge. So what backup plan have you put into place now in
well.
order
So that's
to
what I'm
and
trying to
not
work.
just even be able to get back on the show, but be able to get your
Be
days
back up and
done?
running. Yeah. So tried my phone, but again, the phone mobile hotspot is not good. So I'm gonna have to get like a third party like hotspot or something like that. I'm gonna have to do something like that.
I used
That
to
maybe.
actually have one of those from I think it was Rogers at the time, where it was like a little unit
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
just turned it on
exactly.
and I actually used it for the car most of the time when the kids were younger. Use it for
Mm,
the car so they can get
yeah,
internet on their phones and
yep.
stuff. And then there was also for those of you that have kids, totally off topic, but there's actual hard drives that you plug into your car and it omits its own Wi-Fi and your kids can log into that hard drive on their iPad and watch movies and stuff. So it's pretty cool. I mean, now I guess with Netflix letting you download, but I don't know why I got on that topic because it was
Because
now
it
all of a
was
sudden you're
it was
talking about
clearly a pain
electronics.
point when the kids were young.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Huge on car rides. It's like, yeah,
Oh, you
movies. It was like, how
and
far is it?
headphones. You need
It's
headphones too.
yeah.
We realized
Yeah.
that fast.
We used to do the time period on movies. How far is it? It's two movies. It's
Oh,
two movies in distance.
I
Okay, that's
like
not so
that.
bad. And they just put instead of like
Yep,
4 hours, it's two movies, right?
two
Or
movies.
3 hours, it's two movies. So it was yeah, that was always the way. So
Uh,
that's actually, you know what, DJ, realizing that and kind of doing that, one thing when it comes to schedules, I think our schedules are dynamic.
mm,
Um, I think that, for me, I block out spaces for specifics,
yeah,
right? So it's
exactly.
kind of like my SS strategy where each space has a specific thing. So if it's prospecting, that
It's
doesn't
laser
just
focused on only
mean
that.
sales
Yep.
calls, right? It means like any meetings that I have are between 10 and 12 and this time and this time. So if somebody says, hey, do you have time for a meeting? It's like, okay, can you do this time to this time or this time to this time kind of thing, right? Because
Yeah.
it's all prospecting. It's under that big bucket, that big move of growing your business, right? And then editing, da da da. Like Ryan said, videos got to get done. So it's like, okay, I'm going to do videos from this time to this time, get them all done, queue them all up. Right? It's a great idea. So
Yeah, I agree.
what's the win then?
I agree. So my win this week, it's going to be a lifelong journey. I realize we kind of talked about it off air maybe a few days ago, and I was like, oh man, like I just came to this real, and it was a quote that I seen that really sparked me first. And obviously, you guys know I'm huge on quotes, but it was a Bruce Lee quote,
I
and it
never
was
knew that.
no, you have no idea, right? But and here's the thing: the power of quotes to me is it's like just strong statements that can tell a story in your own story to what really relates to you, and that's what I think I love the most about it. But it was a Bruce Lee quote I seen probably going through this journey that I feel like I'm on now. But the meaning of life is that it is to be lived, and I was like, wow, am I living life how I want to live it? Am I living everything? Am I doing everything I want to do? That's what that really struck to me, and it's like, holy cow, okay. And then it was just so many things, and because of that, it really made me start to kind of focus on okay, energy. Because Bruce Lee, I don't know what you really know of Bruce Lee and stuff, but uh, he is big about energy, big about
Mhm.
being calm within, staying calm. That and it was the whole again, it was this journey that I didn't it just kind of led me to. But the Trevor Noah, the takes what it takes, neutral thinking, just really that relaxed. I didn't know how much I needed it till hearing
Mhm.
all of these, and it was like, oh man, okay, so I gotta figure out how to get focused, get relaxed, get me, and get what I want to do. And you helped me with that a lot. Customer profile and really fine tuning that customer profile, but I kind of geared that to the next level. The customer profile is not just my customers, but who I want to be surrounded with. And
100%.
so life, friends, acquaintances, people on the same mission journey, everybody watching the show right now. I mean, we all share like-minded views, I think, and that's why we connect so well.
Mhm.
Um, but what I realized really in the end, and I had this so constant digging of okay, what, you hear all of these different things, and I say the saying, and I feel it deeply. The feed the good wolf. Matthew McConaughey says, we inside. It's a old native story, but inside we have a good wolf and a bad wolf, and the wolf we feed more is what we're going to see out. And so that really resonated with green lights. I think he said that as well. But
Mhm. It is
and
in
so
green lights. That's where the whole well, I mean,
oh,
I don't know because it's his only book I've know of, and then
yeah,
it's in green light. So yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah,
let me ask you this then, DJ. With that win, what have you done personally? Because maybe what you've done can help people out there listening. Like, what did you
absolutely,
immediately do to implement this strategy? Because it's great to hear the quote, and it's great that the quote moved you.
yeah.
But what have you done and what are you locked in, guaranteed by irrevocable choice? Are you going to
Bingo.
continue to do to live that? I
So,
think that's a
so
bigger question than just hearing a quote.
I love it, and so I'm so glad you asked that. So I started to really where I came to, and again, just my opinion, guys. No specialist in any of this, but in the epigenetics, the power of the mind, all of those things. It was like, okay, so what makes us good? What makes us bad? What's the good wolf? What's the bad wolf? What's the yin? What's the yang? What's the positive? What's the negative? And so really dive deep into that, and what I come up with is negative, positive. Your heart is where all the positive feelings are going to come from. Forgiving, honesty, love, calm, all those feelings are coming there. The dishonest, complaining, selfish, sadness, those things I think we pull from our environment from up here. And so what I did with that is it was a quicker way. I never realized the love for people, and just trying to understand and read people's psychology. Thought I always loved sales. I realized I really love the psychology behind sales. And so being able to pinpoint those feelings right away and those things, and seeing what people lead with more. I lead with my heart. I'm a, I'm a heart, and so sometimes it gets in the way, but I can. What I've been able to do is feel like just target those around me that I feel like are leading with their heart a lot sooner, and that's what it feels like. So to build my network, and because like I said yesterday, your network is your net worth, and I think those around you, when they have the same goals, they have the same feelings, same everything. It's like you're just this. I mean, it's the flying V of birds. You feel like you're in this pack, and there's people up front taking that wind for you while you're resting in the back. If anybody knows that,
Mhm.
how that
Yeah, it's
theory
Canadian
works.
geese. It's the reason they
Yeah,
get to go so far. Okay,
yeah.
so okay,
It's
again, I'm
it
gonna
helped me.
ask you again because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
hearing a lot of stuff, but
yeah.
I think there's a breakthrough here, and I think
There
and
is.
the scattered DJ that I know very well,
Yes,
I'm bringing you back in here
you're
for a
bringing me
second,
in.
okay? So that's amazing, and I think that is like a lesson everyone needs to learn. But what are you doing
Cut it.
to
So
get the
main thing
like-minded
I'm
people
doing
in your
is
area to
yes,
connect at a deeper level, to hold the conversation and continue? Because it's one thing to connect, but one thing to continue the conversation. So, what is
correct.
DJ doing? How has DJ, and you see where I'm going here, brother? How has
Okay.
DJ
Yeah.
revamped his schedule? What have you revamped from a connection perspective to help you attract these types of people? And
So
what is the conversation moving forward?
yeah, definitely. So what I really in the end is being able to cut that quicker. So cut the bad, whether it's a bad customer in my pipeline, whether it's a bad acquaintance that I'm associating with a lot of my time,
So,
whatever it
what's your
is
timeline to do that?
that is. Uh, well, again, it's more there really is no set timeline. It's a feeling for me. So it's more based on the feeling,
So as soon
because
as you get that intuition, it's like,
yeah,
okay,
sure,
I gotta follow this now and
exactly,
move the
yeah.
way I
So I
believe
guess
I
in
should
the
move.
end, it's
Okay,
more just
perfect.
trusting that gut. It's trusting that gut feeling. You
Whereas
get that
before you might have the gut feeling, you might, okay, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. You're not
like
really
give
paying attention.
benefit of the
Okay.
doubt. Keep going. Ah, let's just see. Let's
That's
just
where
feel
I'm
it out.
digging to, brother. Yes.
Yeah.
So okay.
And
So you're gonna, once that intuition hits you, you're gonna be like, okay, I
boom.
gotta make
Okay.
this move.
Yep.
And right or wrong, my intuition told me something. I
Right
gotta
or
move
wrong.
with it.
You just
I love
need
it.
it. In the end, what I realized is we only have us to count on in the end. I mean,
Mhm.
and what we strongly believe in when we don't have us to believe in. But really, I mean, that's where the power of believing in us is the key.
Well,
You
it's
have to
the
believe
number
in
one
yourself.
thing. It's destroyed more lives than any war ever
Yeah,
combined.
absolutely.
Belief. And we can have great ideas, we can have great strategies. And it's the reason I was digging so deep with you,
Yeah,
brother,
yeah,
is because we have these great breakthroughs. But
yeah,
again, like we said yesterday, it's the application of what we just see that's going to drive everything.
yeah,
And it's great that we have the breakthroughs, and it's great that we think this way, and it's great that we say we got to do it. But until we apply something in our life right now to continue, and the fact that you know you're going to listen to your intuition, it's like
that's that
I think
gut.
that is great. Now
It's focusing on it.
I'm going to challenge you to continue to do that, because
Yeah,
again we get into that mind playing tricks on us, the old Ghetto Boys song,
absolutely. Oh yeah.
where it's like, yeah, I believe this, but yeah, no, but
But
right, and it's like you talked about very briefly there, your customer profile, right? Yeah, they're not quite my customer, but
but
and you end up
oh yeah,
going into
and
a downward spiral most of the
yeah,
time again, right?
yeah.
Now, I got something. So Trey said, "Keep it up, Lisa." But Lisa, we don't see your
Oh
comment
yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. What
So
Lisa
I don't know if I don't know, Lisa, maybe, or Trey or somebody, if you can post up Lisa's comment, we'd love to see it, because obviously keep it up. It means something was good. And it was
yes,
probably I think I have an idea of what it is, but I'd like to see it. So DJ, the fact that you now, okay, so now you got, as soon as your intuition kicks in, you're going to pay attention to it. What
absolutely.
triggers have you put into place, or what are you starting to create a habit to make sure that happens? Because when it comes to our
I like
intuition, and
that.
when it comes to us personally, we are going to second guess ourselves consistently until we know it works. So you're kind of at that, you're at that teeter totter point, right? Where you were saying,
Yep,
okay, my intuition was here and it was, it was working, but maybe I just got to hone it in. And now
yeah,
that you're on that path, the next month or two is going to come with a lot of conflict, because
yes.
you're going to second guess your intuition. So have you put anything into place? Have you thought of anything? Are you kind of strategically saying, okay, this is what it is, and I'm going to reach out to my wife or somebody and kind of run it by her before I make the split? Because you know what I'm saying? Like, what are
Yeah.
you doing from that end of it to counteract what you know is going to happen? Your head saying you're wrong.
I so honestly, I think it's
Nothing.
just I yeah no I honestly
No, I
just
mean,
have the I
absolutely.
have the so I heard Tom Bilyeu say this once on I think his keynote thing video I seen, and he made the comment of he has the ignorance or the arrogance of belief in himself, and that's something like I realized that's my superpower. I've always just thought, well, if that person could do it, I could do it too. If Bill Gates could do it, I could be
Hmm.
Bill Gates.
Hmm.
If Elon Musk could, I could be him. If somebody could do it, I could do it, and so that is just that belief. I'm just it's more trusting myself right away. So it's not really going to anybody else. I mean, it's in the end I have to deal with, and uh, I choose my happiness is really what is in the end. So if I feel that little bit at all, it's and I just
That's
there-
interesting, and I
there's no
asked you
second
that
guessing.
question
No
for a
second
very
guess.
specific reason,
Yeah.
because part of what the next level for me, the thing that I'm creating, um, I'm finding every day, 2 to 3 times a day, I have those. Come on, Dan, get a grip. Like
Yeah.
this can't work. But then I talk to somebody and they're like, "Oh my god, that is going to be," and it's like, and that's the reason I was asking, because you're changing a very
Okay.
ingrained way you do things when it comes
Yeah.
to intuition. So I
Yeah.
think it's going to be a lot more challenging. And I just wanted to make sure you had a backup plan, because I'm
No, I
finding
get you. Yeah.
what I did was I wrote down, like, when this idea came to me, I wrote like 5 pages. And in those pages was some pretty powerful words to myself. And so I
I
actually
like
keep them in
that.
my pocket, because every time I have that negative thought, I pull out those powerful words that I wrote when I first had the idea and I read them. And that for me has helped me. It
Okay, so
hasn't.
you drew it out. These aren't my words, but this is what really, I guess, is that the secret weapon you're looking for. Dan Millman, he talked about a life lesson that he gave a kid. He tells a story. He's given a speech. Three. There's giving a speech in front of college kids. College kid comes up to him, says, "Hey, poor college kid. All I have is $1. What can you tell me for $1?" He said he gave him 6 words, and those are the 6 words. That's my secret, I guess. If you're looking, 6 words. Those 6 words: here and now, breathe and relax. He said that's a lifelong lesson of learning, that he's still focusing on. But
Mhm.
those were so powerful to me because it was like, okay, whatever's going on that's giving me that feeling right now, I have to not run through it, run past it, forget about it, just ignore it. Stop right there. What is going on? Why am I feeling that way? How can I change this? I don't like this feeling. How can I change to a better feeling? And that's
I
that's
like that.
really those 6 words. That's the trick. Here
Mm.
now, breathe and relax. No matter
Yeah.
what's going
Ryan
on,
says,
just in the
burn the
moment.
boats.
Burn
Option
the
one, I
boats.
got to make it. Option two, I got to make it. You know, and that's really when most things happen,
Yeah,
right? And this is a big reason why
beautiful.
connecting your why with a very personal aspect,
I love that.
outputs that matter to your personal why. When things are interconnected, it gives you that power to move forward. And again, I think it's worth saying, because we've said it a couple of times, it's the application of the
Yes,
information, of
it
the
is.
strategy.
Yes.
Those quotes are great, DJ. I know you're a big quote guy.
Love them.
It's the
Love 'em.
application of what they
Gotta
say
use
in
them
the
though. Yeah,
quote.
yeah.
Like, if you don't, you can take those 6 words and you can be like, yeah, makes sense, total sense, and go about your life, and nothing's going to change until you
Not at
apply
all.
those 6 words. Or maybe you only need to apply 4, maybe you only need to apply 2.
Yeah,
But when you apply it, that's the difference.
I agree.
So that
I
would be
love that.
my
I love
closing
that.
statement for today is, for all of you that are um, not analyzing how you can be at your peak performance consistently, because in the end, you owe it to everyone looking at you or looking to you to help them achieve their goals. That'd be family members, that would be customers, that would be team members, that would be companies, everyone that's put their faith in you to help you achieve your goals, and you help other people achieve their goals. That's a big
Bingo.
responsibility, right?
Yeah.
And you know in order for us as individuals, as humans, as people that fuck up and screw up and drop the ball and get
Exactly. In
lazy,
the end, we're human guys. Got to
hey,
remember
and that's the thing, right? If we take the time to identify when our ebbs and flows work, and we
Yep.
put things into place. I often look at it, and like McDonald's, for example, right? Like all of these not roll through them, that's Tim's, but like all of these Monopoly and the specials and the dollar coffees and all this kind of stuff. They do it for a specific reason, because they know sales drop at a specific time. So they put a dollar coffee in, because who wants coffee in the summertime? Not very many people. Let's do dollar drinks, because they'll get them in for the dollar drinks. And then
Yep.
those dollar drinks will lead to a cheeseburger, hamburger, and all that time. And then their sales come up. They'll put Monopoly game in, because their sales triple and quadruple when Monopoly happens. So they put that in a specific time where a lot of people are away on vacation. A lot of people are doing this. So they're not going to McDonald's like they normally would. So they you know what I mean? And these
Yeah.
companies know this. They know their ebbs and flows in their business to create the dynamic results at the end of the year. So if we as individuals take that strategy and apply it immediately to our life, what would change? But apply it. What would change? And I think that's going to be a conversation moving forward, DJ, because
Yeah,
that's a very dynamic conversation, and it can go on for quite a while.
it is. Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah.
So what do you got to pull us out of
Powerful.
here, brother?
So, yeah. Hey, thanks, guys. Again, great week. Thank you to our guest. Thank you, Dean. Thank you. It
Oh
was a
yeah,
fun
Wednesday
week.
rocked, man.
It was a
Yeah,
fun week.
yeah, it was a good
Wednesday, he
time.
had so much good information. It was amazing. If
Mm.
you guys didn't implement that, you better better
Yeah,
start. Use the weekend.
we
Watch
talked
it
about that
over.
yesterday again too.
Again, yeah. Check down below. Again, if you're watching this on replay on our YouTube channel, Sales Chatter Live. Also, we do have. Please follow us and hop over if you are following me or Dan when we pop up live on LinkedIn. Eventually, we are going to change that to just the Sales Chatter Live popping up on LinkedIn, because we can only kind of have one doing it. So we don't want to miss anybody. So please hop over to the Sales Chatter LinkedIn page as well and like it, so you can see when we're live. We are live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9:30 to start your day right with us. Sales, life, everything, just fun. Just about happiness and having fun. But I'll take you guys out with this quote. It is Pablo Picasso. Dan, you're going to like this. It's so funny. We always line right at the end. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose
Mhm.
of life is to give it away. Find your gift, guys. Give it away. Give it to everybody.
To the HPLS podcast. Live, relevant, and high performance information